Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates.
जगजोत, आपकी मदर सरबजीत कौर, शी वॉज नॉट टू ओल्ड, 58 ईयर्स ओल्ड की थी। उस रात, जब लास्ट रात आप उनसे मिले, आपको क्या याद है उस रात के बारे में?
मैम उस रात मैं 9 o'clock 10 o'clock के बीच में टाइम था जब मैं इंजेक्शन देने आया था। तो माय ब्रदर इंसिस्टेड कि आप हमारी आंखों के सामने लगाओ मेडिकेशन। तो मेरे ब्रदर अंदर आईसीयू में गया, उनके सामने इंजेक्शन लगाया। द मोमेंट वो इंजेक्शन लगाया, पीछे से इनकी ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई बंद होने के कारण जो SpO2 मशीन बताती है कि ऑक्सीजन लेवल क्या है, वो मशीन बंद हो गई। फॉर 45 seconds to 1 minute पीछे से मशीन बंद रही एंड माई मदर वॉज गैस्पिंग फॉर ऑक्सीजन एट दैट टाइम। शी वॉज लाइक अ फिश कि जैसे किसी पानी से बाहर निकाल दिया हो। All the staff was running to the another patient who got still after that incident, but on requesting कि इसे ठीक किया जाए, they was trying but मशीन ठीक नहीं हुआ और ऑक्सीजन चालू नहीं हुआ। Fortunately 45 सेकंड 1 मिनट के बाद the machine got started. But I was saying कि why did it even happen there?
You saw this with your own eyes.
My brother saw this
Your
with their
brother
own
saw
eyes.
it, okay.
और गार्ड ने तब पुश करके उसे फोर्सफुली कहा कि नहीं, you go outside the ICU.
अच्छा, फिर?
After that, there was a doctor, senior doctor moving around. I told him, sir, watch it. What is happening here in the ICU? This is how you treat the patient. पीछे से 1 मिनट के लिए मशीन बंद हो रही है. Who is responsible for that? He said, कि ड्यूटी डॉक्टर देखेंगे. Very casual statement. Then after that, I called the doctor who was taking care of my mother. I told her that, doctor, this is how it is happening. She said, it's not possible. ऐसा नहीं है. मैंने कहा कोई ऑक्सीजन की कमी तो नहीं है. I am seeing the cylinder over there, a temporary cylinder. Why it is required in the ICU? कहते नहीं, वो emergency के लिए रखा होता है, but it's as such नहीं है, ऑक्सीजन की कमी नहीं हो सकती. There's nothing like that. तो मशीन कैसे बंद हो गई मैं चेक करती हूँ. Then the duty doctor called me after 15-20 minutes, settling things down, that your mother is okay. But still she was not too much okay. I could see that. I could figure it out कि हाँ, she is not okay. तो मैं और मेरा भाई after that incident with a question mark in mind came back to home. We were worried, we were skeptical what's happening here in the hospital because day before Gangaram में भी same case आया था, which they said कि हाँ ये this is not related to the oxygen. But 3 o'clock in the morning we are receiving a call कि you come to the hospital. Yet they are not telling what is the situation. हम आते हैं 3:30-4 बजे के करीब. They says कि हाँ भी she is no more. Her heart has stopped.
And कोई reason उन्होंने दिया? Did they talk about the oxygen?
I asked him, sir, ये suddenly कैसे हो गया? Even we were giving the injection which is meant to fight against that. कि हो जाता है कोरोना में, कई बार क्लॉट बन जाता है, ट्रैवल कर जाता है, हार्ट फेल हो जाता है. ठीक है, I came out, but it was not sinking into my heart कि यार ये कैसे possible है. I searched कि यार इनके पास ऑक्सीजन की कमी थी गूगल पे because I was sitting outside.
बाद में पता लगा.
4 o'clock in the morning, I read the news. Then I again went into the hospital. I met to that duty doctor. He admitted over there कि yes sir, ऑक्सीजन खत्म हुई थी, 11 बजे खत्म थी. तो मैं क्या फिर आपने पेशेंट को बचाया कैसे? Those who were on high flow oxygen bypass. He said कि half an hour के लिए we gave through cylinders. And मैं क्या फिर उसके बाद because we know injection the oxygen refill came between 12 to 1. The guard was saying. तो कहते कि सर फिर हम वो पंप से दे रहे थे उनको ऑक्सीजन. मैंने कहा पंप से आप सीरियस पेशेंट को कैसे ऑक्सीजन दोगे?
As an Indian, Jagjot, how do you feel today about what has happened?
Ma'am, as an Indian, I was feeling like there's no value for life over here. People are not sensitive. Government, I don't know what to say about that because we all were running for the medicine ourselves. We were arranging plasma ourselves. I don't know कि हॉस्पिटल ने सिर्फ ऑक्सीजन देनी थी और मेडिकेशन देनी थी. That was the only job to do. They were not able to do that also. हम कैसे ऑक्सीजन इंजेक्शन अरेंज कर रहे थे? We people know that. How we were arranging the plasma at that difficult time. And the whole system, it's not collapsed. It has been exposed now. Total failure of all the governments, I'll say.
Yes.
And most on top of it, the hospital. I don't know what was the fear in their heart that they were waiting for the patients to die instead of informing them, their attendants, that we are lack of oxygen.
Did they ever tell you about the lack of oxygen?
Never.
आज के दिन तक कुछ बोला है इस ऑक्सीजन के बारे में?
Ma'am, I saw in the media only he admitted कि patient died due to the oxygen. 10 o'clock morning में उन्होंने बोर्ड लगाया था कि हमारे पास ऑक्सीजन की कमी है. The patients can arrange their oxygen, otherwise can take back their attendant. This is the notice they put up 10 a.m. in the morning.
After it was all over.
Yes. Why didn't they put it in the evening itself, one day before that? और इनका जो था शेड्यूल रिफिल 5:30 इन द पीएम था इवनिंग में, तो वो टैंकर अगर 5:30 आपके पास नहीं पहुंचा, व्हाट वाज यू वेटिंग फॉर टिल 10 PM इन द नाइट कि हाँ भी टैंकर आएगा या नहीं आएगा आपके
जब
पास ऑक्सीजन?
हॉस्पिटल आगे सरकार को गलती देता है तो आप किसको गलती देते हैं?
मैम मेरे पूरे हॉस्पिटल की प्राइमरी गलती यही है कि दे डिडंट इन्फॉर्म अस कि ऑक्सीजन की कमी है. They should have done that. I am dealing with the hospital, and that is hospital's job to arrange the oxygen. They need to inform them well in advance कि oxygen नहीं है. Why they are raising the SOS alert just 30 minutes before the patients are dying?
What would be justice for you? What would be justice for you today? आप मतलब अब मदर तो गई,
Yup.
दिल तो टूट गया, लॉस तो ठीक नहीं हो सकता, एंड सबसे बड़ी जो बात है ये कोविड डेथ नहीं है, बिकॉज शी कुड हैव रिकवर्ड फ्रॉम कोविड, हैड
Yes, ma'am.
राइट?
Yes, 100%.
व्हाट वुड बी जस्टिस फॉर यू? किसकी जवाबदारी होनी चाहिए?
Ma'am, I think justice for me is that hospital, even if it has admitted that it is a lack of oxygen, they are saying to the government. Why the government is denying that now? Why the government is running away from that and accepting that it was a failure, they were not able to provide the oxygen to the hospitals? And this is the system of failure of the government, according to me. They
And-
should have arranged that.
And what would be justice today?
Justice today, ma'am, what? This hospital should be closed. Who is a murderer for 25 folks that night? This should be closed because they were not able to manage that part.
And who should be punished?
The hospital administration should be answerable for that. They should be punished. They should be answered. They should give an answer. Why it happened? Why didn't they raise an alarm to the government? And the government should answer that why they were not able to give the oxygen. And if you follow the reports which came to the newspaper, everything was informed to the authorities also. They received a call in the night also, authorities about the lack of oxygen. Yet they were sleeping. And when they raised an alarm that 25 people had died, they routed a tanker from BSC hospital towards this hospital as a top-up. This all came in media.
Yes, yes.
This is totally open.
Yes.
And still, nobody is claiming that it is all the patients died because of lack of oxygen.
अभी तक
That's the whole
acknowledgement-
point.
अभी तक acknowledgement नहीं
है
है।
ही नहीं है. Oxygen से मरे acknowledge करो ना. See the developed countries, see the other countries. 7 people died in Jordan. And the health minister resigned over there. And yet, here the people laugh on camera. They smile on camera and come on the camera and say that nothing has happened related to the oxygen. That's the kind of an accountability the government should take.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.